can you find a way for black to force the trade of queens in this position?
Yeah, by going queen.
Excellent.
Yeah, queen f2.
Queen f2. That forces a queen trade. So that's a good idea. But you can also evacuate the knight. Where can you put it? What are the two possible squares? And can you put the knight on both of these squares without giving it up? Yes or no? So name these two squares, and exactly. And what are these two squares? Excellent.
Yeah, those two.
G3 and F2, and black is up a full rook. So that's how quickly white can lose the game. And I'm pretty sure that you are actually going to have games that look exactly like this.
Wow.
So that's only one possible line. Let's take a look at one more line in this position, unless you feel jaded from all of this, then we can move on to something else. What do you feel like?
No, let me look at it.
Do you want to do a little bit of do you want to do review of where we are so far?
I want to do a quick review of those moves.
Excellent. From the start, so, you play black, I play white.
Okay, got it.
Go ahead. Yes. Now, first of all, if I go here, that is not the move we were just looking at, but I still want you to know it. Okay.
I don't remember now.
So, yep, d6 is correct. And if I go here, when in doubt, develop your pieces. Look for the pieces that have not been developed yet and try to find ways to develop them. You're not going to go too wrong with that approach.
Look through the pieces that have not been developed yet and try to develop them.
So if you identify there's only one minor piece you haven't developed yet, and exactly. And remember, we discussed that you get the F file in the event that there is a trade.
Yeah.
So great. Now let's move on to knight takes e5. Yeah, no, that was great.
Knight takes e5. I go here.
Okay, if white, if white goes like here, for example, if white just ignores you,
then we take it.
Yeah, we just take the freaking knight. If white drops the knight back, we haven't talked about this yet. I want you to think on your feet. Black to play.
Yoink.
Very good. And now be careful. Frickin' excellent. That's right. Queen e7 is the key move. Nice. You're getting it. You're getting it. Okay. Therefore, I take on c6. And now you take with...
Yoink.
Yeah, you'll never take with that pawn ever again. Very good.
Yeah, never ever.
Once again, if white develops the bishop first, then you can now do what? Why did you play this move? You're not getting away with shit.
I don't know. Oh, I know. Wait.
Yep, and queen e2. Queen e7. And if I go d3 to chase your knight, where does that knight move to put pressure on the bishop?
Pressure on the bishop. Here.
Excellent. Yep, takes. And if I castle, then you can already tell me the next move, because there's a reason you put the knight here.
Why did I put the knight there?
To do what?
To do what?
To put pressure on the...
That guy.
So take it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. What do you gain from this trade? First of
all,
white
file?
Open file, which you can occupy with a rook. Now, white had only one piece developed. That was you took a developed piece. Look at this pawn on c4. Can you attack this pawn and develop a piece at the same time?
Yes.
Excellent. And see how quickly you're developing here? See how passive white is? White hasn't developed anything. You have both of your pieces developed. Now, how can you both tuck your king away and control that d file you mentioned? What move seems to be possible here? Excellent. So the play is very easy here. Black is already better. So you just remembered essentially everything. Now we go to the final move we looked at, which is knight c3. And then we will move on.
Knight c3. Right.
Not quite. So that is a very but let's figure out why. That is a very tempting move. It attacks the queen. The problem with this move is that white can simultaneously develop a piece and also prevent you from taking white's queen. What move am I talking about?
Oh, the bishop.
Exactly. And here's the problem. What you want to be careful about, white wants to do what, ultimately? And then your entire reason for sacrificing the pawn is going to evaporate. What is white now ready to do?
Take my bishop.
Yes, but on a broader level. Like, what is developing this bishop allows white to prepare what?
Oh, castle.
Exactly. And so it's absolutely crucial to attack this pawn on f2 in that window of time that you have before white castles. So go ahead. What move would you like to try instead?
Wait. Is it this one?
It's not this one.
Dang it.
And the reason why is that what about this bishop? Is this bishop going to be?
Oh,
where's
yeah.
that?
I sneak him in. Okay.
Your instinct should be to develop your minor pieces first and foremost. The queen is only developed if it's fulfilling a very specific role. Bingo.
F2.
If d3.
If d3. Now I castle?
You do not. Instead, look at this pawn on f2. How can you attack it?
How do I attack the spot on f2? Oh, this.
Nice enough. Knight g4. You are threatening the pawn. And now, white's best move here, by the way, is the move bishop e3. What can you do now? This does not allow you, of course, to take on f2. It intercepts black's bishop. But now you can win the pawn back. How?
By taking that pawn?
Which pawn?
Wait.
You can win the pawn back, but you have to do it through a trade of minor pieces. So if you take this pawn, then I'm simply going to take your knight.
Yeah. And then you're up.
A piece. But instead of taking the pawn, what else can you take with this knight?
The bishop.
The bishop. And after I take that knight with the pawn, you do what?
Oh, I take it with my bishop.
And not only is material now equal. When I say material, does that make sense? That just means like the count of pawns and pieces. Right?
Yes.
So material is equal, or it just means equal number of pawns, equal number of pieces. But black is still better. Could you explain to me, like verbally, why is black better in this position? What specific factor of this position makes black better?
I am closer to castling than he is.
Very good.
I also have I'm further.
That's the key. You have control over these squares, which means white can't castle in either direction. It would be illegal. If white goes bishop e2 and you castle, white literally cannot get the king out of the center.
Yeah.
And
okay.
And that's a key. That means the king is stranded. That means when you open files, you'll be able to attack the king much easier. Okay,
yeah, so if I went, wait 1 second, really quick, where we just were. Wait, where were we?
We were in bishop e2. So we were looking at bishop e3. If white tries to prevent you from taking the pawn by playing here. So h3 allows the fork. God. So it's this move, right? The one we were just looking at.
Okay, so
right.
So I take with this, correct?
Correct.
And then he takes with that, and then I take with this. Is this a... Oh, and then he goes here, hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Is this...
That would be a very good move. Yep.
Is that a checkmate?
It is a checkmate. That's a version of Scholar's Mate. Now, white would not allow this checkmate. And it's actually not that easy to not allow it. White is so cramped that there's really only one way to not allow the checkmate here, and that is to play the move bishop to f3.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And why does this stop the checkmate? What function does this move fulfill?
If my queen went there, the pawn would take me.
Or the queen would take. So it basically intercepts the queen's access to the f2 square. The queen. Now,
okay.
I want you to find an alternate way to defend the f2 square. This will not be a good move, but I still want you to find it.
Okay, so instead...
After queen f6. No. It says, sorry, I didn't ask the question. Let's say black plays queen f6. Now you're playing white, and you want to try to find an alternate way of defending against the checkmate that is not bishop f3. Excellent. And this move is actually very bad. Now your task is to figure out why it's bad. You're playing black again. Black to play. I'll give you a hint. There is a fork in this position. This fork was not previously possible, but it is possible because the rook has moved away from h1. It has left a certain something undefended. Black's queen is being attacked. You see that? So that can help you guide your thinking.
Black's queen is being attacked. I'm
Which means you
playing
need
as
to move it.
white, right?
Black. You're now playing,
Oh.
and I know I'm keep reversing because I want you to be able to think about the position in different ways. You're now playing black, and you're trying to find black's best move.
Okay, black's best move. Okay,
Yes.
that was my bad. I was looking for white, so I was like,
No problem.
Okay. Black's best move. Huh.
What I'm really asking is where should you put the queen because it's being attacked. I think you see this move.
Oh.
Yep, exactly. I have to play g3, and now
And now.
you can take the free stuff here.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's all there is to it. You win the pawn. You're threatening this pawn. White's position is busted. White collapses here. So
Yeah,
that is a fork against the king and the pawn. The move rook f1 has left this pawn on h2 undefended.
Right. Okay.
So I don't want to overwhelm you with advice, but in general, when there is a pawn or a piece that is not defended, which is to say it stands alone and is not defended by any other pawn or piece, that is a pawn or piece that is susceptible to a fork or a double attack. So you need to ideally keep track of the shit that is not defended, whether it's a pawn or whether it is a piece.
Okay.
So to set up another hypothetical example of that, let's say that in this position, white played the move bishop h5. Is this bishop defended?
No.
No. Find the fork. Not quite, but you're very, very close. There is queen g5 attacks the pawn and the bishop, but you can attack the bishop and the king.
I can attack the bishop and the king.
So these two pieces,
He says.
and a fork against the king is the best possible thing because a check by rule needs to be defended against. You use your queen.
I do use my queen. Okay.
Look carefully at white's
Oh.
king. Yep, check. That's it. G3, and now
And then I
bingo.
go down.
Bingo. That's it. You win the bishop.
Wow.
So these undefended pieces are, and notice that I'm trying to set this up so that there's certain observations that you make, and when you make them, you're more likely to see stuff that you may make those observations and still miss shit, but you're more likely to see it.
Okay.
So one of those things you have to observe is the presence of undefended pieces and undefended pawns, which may lead to a fork. That's actually very important.
Okay.
So does this all kind of make sense?
Yes, this makes sense. This makes sense.
Maybe we can take a look at one final variation here. And there's a lot to review in this line for me to teach you the full shebang. So we can break this down maybe into two separate sessions because there's definitely a lot. So the last thing that we can talk about here for now is, and by the way, your response to the move d3 is going to be the very same one as your response to knight c3, which is what? It's the same developing move. That's not the one that you were playing against knight c3. What were you playing here? I feel like you have a temptation to make this move because you see that you're attacking the queen.
I get so excited. It's this one though.
Nope, not yet. You haven't. There's a key piece. There's a key piece that you haven't developed yet.
Oh my god! It's such stupid. Guy.
Yep, exactly. So if I were to break down why you have the habit of doing this, I think it's because you get excited at the potential of winning the queen.
Yeah.
But you want to be careful about making a move simply because it attacks an opponent's piece. A move isn't good just because it makes a threat. A move is good because it has some sort of other... It can be good because it attacks the queen, if it traps the queen. But what can white do here? Can you remind me of white's best move?
White's best move is to just bring that bishop down and look at me.
And why is this, once again, a bad development for black? What is white now ready to do?
Take trade.
Number one, but number two, what development move can white make on the next move?
Castle.
Exactly, and that is what you have to really try to avoid. So you play bishop c5, and the last thing that I'll show you for now is what happens if white likes that way of developing and goes bishop to c4, developing, his own bishop out to c4. Here, black has a very, very cool sequence of moves, which also essentially wins the game. You actually make the exact same move that you would make should white have gone d3. And what is that move? Copy the line that you... So against d3, you would play what? Remind me?
Against
Take
d3...
your time.
How am I missing this? This guy.
Bingo. So you do the exact same thing. You do the exact same thing against bishop c4.
So
Go
he
ahead.
brings that out, and I go here anyway.
Bingo. And you attack the pawn on f2. Now, when you compare this position, look at this position carefully, and this position, what additional move does white have in the event of the bishop coming out? And we just talked about this through the lens of bishop e2. What can white do to defend this pawn?
What can white do to defend this pawn?
This is an additional move that was not present with the bishop on f1. I'm giving you a hint there.
They move the bishop now? Is that what you're saying? Or they castle now?
They castle. They castle. That's the move. But this castle may look safe, but it's actually not. You see this knight, and you see this bishop. You also see that there's a queen on d8. Where can this queen go to contribute to the attack in the best possible way? Just slam it right into the teeth of white's position.
Teeth? Okay.
Queen d6 is the right idea, but there's a much more active square where it also attacks h2 and threatens checkmate. And this move is absolutely crushing. Excellent.
That's the one?
Yep, that's the one. You see these? What is black threatening exactly?
Oh, cool. Checkmate.
Threatening the checkmate. White has only one way to defend against this checkmate, which is what?
To bring this pawn down?
To bring this pawn down. But you are also attacking the pawn on f2. You're attacking it with 3 pieces. And this will, I think, it's nice that we're ending with this particular line because it will help you practice the discover check a little bit further. What are you going to take this pawn with? And I want you to take the pawn with a piece such that you set up a discover check. And this discover check will be absolutely devastating.
Discover check.
You're setting it up with the next move. You're not literally delivering it, but you will set it up with the next move.
I'm going to set it up with my knight.
Very
my
good.
discovered check is when you're X-raying something and then you move it.
Great. So set that situation up with your next move.
Set the X-ray up.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Which is to say, take the pawn on f2 with what piece? The knight, the bishop, or the queen?
Okay,
Take your time.
Let me pray on it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Dear Jesus. Chess is hard. No. Okay. Wait, okay. So I think it's that.
Which X-ray are you setting up?
He takes and then I go that and get
Where's
his queen.
the X-ray? Is that an X-ray?
Oh crap! No.
That's not an X-ray. An X-ray, just to remind you, an X-ray involves 2 of your pieces and 1 of your opponent's pieces. You have a piece that's looking at your opponent's king through another piece. Now you see this bishop; it's looking at the king.
Yeah,
what is it looking at the king through?
A fork. Is that
I
what
want you to kind
pawn.
of. You were setting up a specific thread, but I want you to set up an X-ray. So what should you take the pawn with?
So I should take the pawn with my knight.
Yes, bingo. Now, not only do you set up an x-ray, but you attack the queen. That queen has to move. And the last part of this, let's say the queen moves to e2. Okay. This knight can now move away with f2, and that is called a discovered what?
Check.
Bingo.
So I can move anywhere I want.
You can move anywhere, and what you want to do is you want to make the most damage, as you can remember. Since this will already be a check wherever you move, you want to make the most damage, which is why you want to take the best possible shit. And because white's king is so weak, you want to eliminate the protection. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, take it.
Yeah, okay.
And here's the hilarious thing. You have a checkmate in this position. What is the king walked into? What is this? This is another what?
Discovered check.
This is another x-ray and another discovered check. And this is actually going to be discovered mate if you put the knight on the right square.
I go here.
And that is one possible discovered mate, yes. Bishop is covering the king's escape. Queen is delivering the check. And you're also, even if this wasn't mate, you would be winning white's queen.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, does that make sense?
Woo! Yes, my brain is so full.
I know. This is a lot of shit because, like, learning an new opening system like this right off cold turkey is hard. And I realize that. But this is, I think, a good amount of information for now. So we can definitely we'll review these lines the next time, and there isn't like that much more to learn in terms of like what beginners usually play to face this line. And I'll show you a couple more traps. We'll deepen your knowledge of these positions, and we'll go from there. I hope this was helpful. I know there's a lot to learn here.
This was very helpful. Can we practice that last one more time?
Absolutely. And okay. My chat is very much praising your the passion and your effort, and I am as well. I'm very impressed.
Thank
so
you.
Go ahead.
It's
I'll
so
play
nice.
white. You'll play black.
Okay, so I go...
Yep. All right, so now we were looking at this move.
Okay, I've got this.
Yep, nicely done.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. I see all the kind words. I really appreciate it.
It's not what I want to do. It's the opposite.
All right, good. Now, white castles. That's the extra move that white has here.
Okay. And now I go here.
Excellent. Now white has to defend. Yep.
And here.
Yep.
And here.
10 out of 10. Excellent.
Yay! Oh, okay.
Nice.
Cool.
And here you see how quickly you found bishop c5. So once you understood, I think, why this bishop g4 is just not a very effective move, I don't think you're ever going to make that mistake again. I think now you're basically like, now you understand this fully. So, but that was awesome. My chat is applauding you.
Yay! Thank you I'm so excited. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night. That's so nice of you.
Not at all. It's my pleasure. It's really an honor, and I'm very, very happy to be helping you. Happy to do another session soon. We'll do some review, and then we'll continue this line. So thank you, QT. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Of course. You too. Goodbye. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was QTCinderella impromptu lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, and this essentially is why I always have said that openings, that a lot of coaches underestimate the importance of teaching beginners openings, because what often happens is something like this, where you have no openings with black, particularly, because with white you can kind of cobble some stuff together, but with black you just basically get wiped out off the board every game, and then you're not able to practice any of the concepts. So it's a complete chain reaction. Openings are like the on-ramp to the freeway. If you never get on the freeway, then you never get where you need to go. Openings are like that ramp that you need to absolutely get on. So that's kind of my opinion. That's why we immediately jumped into the opening. And that's just my philosophy of coaching. I mean, there's many ways to make a player good. This is but one of them. Watch her game. Let me see. Excellent. We managed to... Okay, well, that's not bad. The first game that she goes into... Okay, knight g5. Will she find castles? That's the key. Will she find castles? And that has to be... That is something I forgot, of course, to mention, which is that knight g5 is almost always met by castles. And, you have to see this. Like, rook takes f7, and you have to understand that you get 2 pieces for a rook. But that can be something that's not very intuitive if you look at this position. Will QT5... I mean, I like that she's thinking here. The fact that she's thinking tells me she understands the threat, and she has to defend against it. But yeah, I mean, this is something I just blundered. I forgot to mention the fried liver idea and how to defend against it. We talked about how to impose it on white, but not how to defend against it with black. Thank you. Yeah, white found a novelty, exactly. Yeah, knight g5 is such a typical move by beginners, and she finds it. Yes, 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 yes. Excellent. Thank you, GM Hess. Wow, you continue to be nice to me. I can't believe it, Robert. But yeah, look at this. This is awesome. Damn girl. Yeah, I'm sure. I think white is likely to take. I mean, people often do take. But white is also likely to just castle as well. I mean, people can sometimes do a lot of copying. And yeah, she has to take here. But I mean, I don't think she'll move her queen. I mean, she'll notice the fact that white is a discovery, given our new knowledge. And there we go. Instantly, rook takes f7. Excellent. King f7. And now, let's see if she can remember to develop her bishop. d6, bishop g4. Excellent play. Okay. Castles. Now d6. No! Too soon! Queen takes g4. She forgot to play d6. She got overconfident. But maybe he'll blunder his queen after d6. Yeah. She needs to like find a way to prioritize the development of all pieces, because this bishop is not developed. And yeah, there were a lot of work. Who has she been? Has she been training? Has she been having lessons regularly on stream, or has she mostly been playing herself? Just out of curiosity, she was trying to play memorized moves. That's understandable, but yeah, king g8 is fine. Okay, not for months. Yeah, definitely. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a great deal of sense. Okay. No, but I mean, there's lots to talk about, of course. Oh, Brandon is online. She fixed her mistake. Well, I mean, d6 here is important. Thank you, Avileli42, for the prime. I appreciate it. Everybody with amazing support as usual. Well, with white, I mean, the stone wall is fine, but I personally don't believe that. Okay, so bishop takes g4, and then she wins back the piece. So white has counterattacked the queen and incorrectly. Okay, let me just see. Let me see. Yep, she does it. So she's going to be in good shape here, but playing endgames, of course, is very, very difficult as well. And we will see how QT fares in this position. But I think it's time for me to go back to sleep, guys. It has been a endless day. I mean, I've been up since 7. And her opponent resigned. Wow. He didn't realize that he can take the queen. That's incredible, actually. Nice. And she wins the first game. Wow, that's pretty awesome. You clearly talked her out of Stonewall. Well, I think I was able to use specific arguments. Thank you, Harmonic Diverging. Welcome. Thank you for the tier 1. She's reviewing her game. Yeah, I think she definitely has the sort of persistence that's, I think, necessary to get good, and I think she has every shot. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap up for today then. I was definitely hoping to play some Blitz, but it just seems like the field is completely dry. I hope that they fix the issue by tomorrow. So thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, everybody, for the massive support. And definitely we're going to raid QT. 500 bits from the guy 83. Yeah, I'm definitely going to raid her. And yeah, she's playing Stonewall, isn't she? Let me just see. Okay, but that's not... Oh yeah, she is playing a Stonewall. Yeah, this is definitely... well, I guess, this is fine if she gets a good position out of it. She's getting a good position out of it, and I get it, but... There's... Okay, yeah. See, the problem with this is, as you can see, is that when you play the same opening a million times, it's a system-based opening. You play the same moves against everything, and you don't learn how to think in the opening. You don't learn how to apply basic principles, and your development stagnates, even though you might win some games because you get good positions, technically. So that's... I'm not going to just harp on this forever, but that's kind of the bottom line here, in my opinion. But anyways, we will talk about white openings at some point in the future. Definitely I can hopefully convince her to start playing e5 or e4. Anyways, all right, guys. I will be back probably tomorrow at some point, although I'm not sure exactly when. I've got another insane day. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it very much, and I will raid QTCinderella, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.